it's Em the Beginner Crafter. Welcome to another WIPTube. I had a long break from posting videos because, well, at the beginning of August, to sum up July, I didn't really have conditions at home to record a video, and then it didn't make much sense. And in September, when I was trying to sum up July and August, I did record a video, but the quality of the sound was horrible and I couldn't really hear myself. And this is actually the second time I'm recording, and I'm hoping this one works, because also the sound for today was horrible. So I hope this one works and I can make a video here. So I'm basically showing you what I did in the last quarter, in the 3 months of July, August and September, and I did do quite a lot, and I'll start with something new, a new craft for me, because otherwise the channel name doesn't have much sense. I'm a beginner crafter, so I need to begin new crafts, otherwise at some point I'll be at least an intermediate crafter. So this is Sashiko. Now, Sashiko, I've had this kit for over a year now, and it was actually a set of 3 patterns, and I chose this one because I thought this one is the simplest and the cutest as well. And it is cute, but it is not the simplest, because the whole thing of Sashiko is that you put your needle through the fabric quite a few times. You make quite a few stitches before you actually pull the needle. So it's better to have straight lines, and this pattern doesn't have straight lines. So it was not the best choice, I think. But it's still pretty straightforward. I really like working on it. It's quite a lot of fun. The only thing is that I folded the fabric in here like a few times, so this part was quite difficult to get through just because it's so thick now. But otherwise it's a lot of fun. It's really meditative. There's not a lot of problems. Really quite a nice job to be doing. So I really like this new craft, and I definitely will be making a lot more of it. Especially once I get the hang of all of it and try to find more decorative patterns that can be more useful than just this, which could be like a dish towel, for example. Then something that I started and finished actually yesterday, the last day of September. It's a diamond painting birthday card, and I really like this effect. I made it for my friend who had her 40th birthday a few days ago, and I'm visiting her soon, so I thought to bring something else with me instead of just a present or just a gift. I think this kit was actually a gift from her, so it's going back to her in a way, but it is worked. And I really like the effect of it. So it's a nice birthday card for her, and it was like 2.5 hours of work, so not a lot. Then I have another finish, and this is the finish I was waiting for a long time. Mini Marvellous Garden. It's done. It's finally finished. I did not finish it in August as I was first hoping to, because I didn't have enough thread. I ran out of one thread, and I had about 450 for 500 stitches to be made, not just with this one thread, but I decided not to strain myself in August, since I knew I wouldn't be able to finish it in August. But the moment I had the thread, I finished the whole picture because I really wanted to finally have it finished. So there it is. It's complete. It took me quite a long while because I started it in May of 2020, so that's 4 years and 3 months, something like that. So quite a lot. I actually wasn't expecting it to be so long. And in the whole quarter I stitched 9,321 stitches on it, because it was the focus piece to finally get it done, and it is done. And I stitched really a lot, and it's beautiful. I love it, and I'm super proud of myself for completing another project. Then I moved on to Avarice, which has now become my focus piece. I stitched 1,337 stitches on it, and it's just in September. I did not stitch anything in July or August, so I only stitched on it in September. And yeah, not too much, because I got back to work, so I don't have as much time now to do all the crafts that I've been doing. But it's going forward. I think I stitched mainly on this page here, but I also stitched quite a lot here and a few stitches in the previous pages as well. And I'm at 11.47%. So I think the goal for the year is 15%. So that's 3.5% in 3 months. 1% is 2,400 stitches, so that is quite a lot. I'm not sure I will be able to make it, but since this is my focus piece, I hope to do it, to stitch a lot and be able to stitch all the stitches required to get to the goal for the year. I also stitched on Envy. That was also just in September. And Envy only got 112 stitches, so not a lot. I am at 1.17%, which again causes me concern because the goal is 5%. So not really very possible, especially since it's not my focus piece for the year. I did fill some of the white areas because when I went to buy the thread for Mini Marvellous Garden, I also bought some thread for this project so that I can start filling in the white areas that are left like that. So I do hope to stitch quite a lot on it, because I want to get to the point where you can see some pattern and not just shades of green, but you can actually see the sin of envy forming somehow. So I'm looking forward to working on it, but we'll see how much time I'll have and how much I will actually be able to stitch. If you're hearing sighs, it's my puppy who has decided to join me now and is quite annoyed that I'm taking care of other things than just him. so he may be sighing and moving for a while. And then I worked on Miranda as well. Miranda, I actually kind of divided my work on it. I worked on it throughout July and August and September. And in total in this quarter I stitched 1,090 stitches. And I worked on this page and mostly in this area, and that's actually the previous page that I've been working on. There were a few stitches made in here as well, but they might not be as visible because they were like singular stitches. I need to check the goal for the year because I remember it was finish the row, but I don't remember whether it was that row there or this row here. And if it's that row there, then I'm basically done. I mean, there are a few stitches that are not stitched there, but nothing that I would worry about, especially now that I've stitched some of that areas. But if this is this area, then I'm not gonna be able to make it because it's just too many stitches to be made. But yeah, we'll see. I need to just rewatch the video for the year and see what the goal was, where I was at that time, and what the goal was, basically, if I'm able to reach it. I wouldn't get really mad if I won't reach some of the goals, because this year has been pretty crazy, especially considering my mom's health. Also my health a bit, but I didn't have to spend too much time at the doctor's for me, so it wasn't such a problem. But also I did quite a lot of test knitting, which I had not planned for, and I didn't... I set my plans and I set my goals for the plans that I had made, and I didn't even think that I would be able to test knit for someone, and I managed to test knit quite a few projects, so it did kind of made it difficult to reach the goals. So I wouldn't be mad if this was the goal and I wouldn't be able to reach it, although the hopes are it was that row and I had reached the goal already. Then crochet. I did filet crochet, another project, and I did record the video with tutorial for this project. I'm still in the process of editing, but I hope to post the video in October, so this month already. And this is the filet crochet technique, like I said, and it's the second installment in the playing cards series. This is the diamond tile. And yeah, it was fun working on it, and I hope to record and post another video with another installment soon, but this soon might be like a year away. The same with this project that I made the first video for the heart tutorial, I think August last year, maybe September, sometime this area, and it took me such a long time to get this done. So we'll see how that works, but I did crochet this, and like I said, I made a video. I am still editing it, and I hope it will be ready this month or November at the latest. And another crochet that I did was the Lotus Rug. As you can see, it's pretty big. I am at a halfway point. I am at 33 rows and a half, and the whole rug is 67 rows. However, even though halves are supposed to be equal, this is the smaller part, because each round is obviously bigger, has more and more stitches, so it will be taking me longer and longer to make it. And this is the project that I usually only stitch on when I'm at my parents', because this is the easiest project to just grab and go. But it's also possible I will take it with me to school, and when I have a free period, I'll just stitch on it and make something as well, so that I can progress with it pretty soon, because there are so many more projects to make. And yeah, I need to work on stuff to be able to progress and move on to new projects. I really like the design of it. I did have to frog quite a lot of it because I thought there was a mistake in the pattern, and I tried making up stitches so that they fit what I thought I was reading, and it was only my mistake in reading. So I made half a row, half a round of a pattern that didn't exist. I just added a few stitches, and I kept being frustrated that I don't have enough space for the stitches. So I had to make up some of the stitches to fit the pattern that wasn't there. So completely my mistake, and a waste of time. But a lesson for me as well, to read the pattern carefully and not think what the pattern is, but actually read it time and time again, because I mean, I did read it time and time again, and I saw what I wanted to see, or what I thought I saw the first time, and after a break, only then I realized that those stitches weren't there. I wasn't supposed to make them, so I just added them completely nonsensically. So I had to frog it and redo it, but now it's done. So my mistake. Luckily this is crocheting, so it's quite easy to frog and redo, not like knitting where it's a more tedious process and much more dangerous process, especially for me. I'm still not really good at ripping what I have knitted and be safe with all the stitches. But yes, talking about knitting, first my Kutovakika's sweater, that is the Wishbone sweater. I did have to frog it one more time, even though I had frogged it a few times already, as you know, but I had to rip it because I made the neck too long. So I had to rip quite a few rows. I don't know how many. I just decided to frog and redo until the point where I get to a specific number of stitches, a specific number of centimeters that I was supposed to reach. And then I started with the pattern. I guess you can't see much of a pattern yet. I mean, I think you can see those cables here, but since it's just row 8, I think, you don't really see all of it, the way it's going to look. Hello. Like I said, the puppy is interested in what I'm doing that doesn't involve him, and he can finally take a look at what I'm working on when I'm not playing with him. So this is the 8th row, I think. So it's not yet much of a pattern, but it's coming along, and I'm really fond of it. I'm not fond of the yarn, like I said. I had to cut it already a few times because it doesn't do well with frogging. I had to cut this one as well. No, this one. Yes, I did have to cut it, but this is not so short because it's cut, but because this is the end of the ball, and when I was untangling things, it was easier to make it into such a ball and not into the one that it used to be. But yes, the untangling of those yarns, yeah, it's a mess. I can't do it well. This yarn is really terrible to frog, but it was necessary, and I hope from this point on I won't need to frog anymore, because it's really annoying with this yarn. And like I said, I don't feel comfortable frogging things in knitting because I'm too afraid I will lose the stitches. So sometimes I prefer to leave the mistake if possible, because I'm just too afraid to lose my work. And it's the same with Leto sweater, which is my test knit for Klara Pushin from My Cup of Yarn, and I love it. I really like the design. Maybe I'm not so happy with the choice of colors when they are together, but I like this pattern a lot, and I love the technique she uses for catching the floats. It's called the jacquard back ladder technique, and it's wonderful. It's so much easier than Fair Isle or any other thing that I was shown. It's great, and it gives me hope that I will be able to go back to the project I wanted to make a few years ago. It was like a cover for a cushion, and it was like something that reminds me of England, thistles, roses, things like that. And I remember I couldn't get the hang of catching the floats at all. So I hope this technique will save me and make me able to do that. It's so easy. So easy. Yes, I did make a mistake in the second round while doing this, because I had just understood wrong. I didn't catch what we were supposed to do something throughout, and I only did that in the first round, and when I saw it in the second round I then went back to doing that. But like I said, I don't like frogging knitting things, so I just left it there. It's not very visible. It's usually visible when you just like stretch the pattern. Other than that, you don't really see it. And there is one more mistake that I caught late. Let me find it. I think it's somewhere here. Yes, it's here. This stitch is supposed to be in the row below, but again, I caught it really late, well, a few years on, like, after doing that, so there's no way I'm knitting that, re-knitting that, absolutely no way, because no, it's not for me. The test knit at first was supposed to get finished in August of this year, but luckily Klara has decided to postpone the deadline for test knit, and actually we can finish it until March of 2025. I think she's still looking for test knitters, especially for bigger sizes. So I think if anybody would be interested, you can apply for that. There's still enough time. So yeah, I mean, there's still quite a lot of quite a lot to do, because this is, I think, about 30 centimeters long. I did make this part longer. It was supposed to be just 6 centimeters, but I like longer sweaters, and I wanted the design, the pattern, to fall more around my hips than around my belly button. So I lengthened the body of the sweater. So I still need to make about, I don't know, 25 centimeters here. So I guess 10 inches. And then the sleeves and the neckline as well. So there's still quite a lot of work, but I do hope to finish the sweater long before the deadline. I actually hope to finish it before the end of the year, because again, I have a few more projects I would like to make, and I just can't keep up with all the things that I have. So I need to work on it, but I really like working on it. It's really great. It's a beautiful pattern, very well designed. The technique is lovely. It just involves a lot of stitch markers, at least for me. You can do without, they are not obligatory, but it's just easier for me to remember where to use this technique stitch. So a lot of stitch markers involved at the moment, but it's a really nice pattern and really nice sweater to work on. So I hope this will actually flow pretty well. If you've liked the video, please click the thumbs up button, leave a comment down below if you would like to say anything, and if you aren't subscribed, please consider doing that. Thank you for watching, and hopefully see you next time. Bye!